The Bills are not the Vikings. They're not a fraudy team that wins
Fold like
but
laundry.
they're not the Chiefs.
They lost at home to the Vikings.
They've been set out to be this behemoth that no one can conquer the entire season. Oh, how can anyone? The Bills are just going to saunter their way into the Super Bowl. No one can compete with them, and that's not the case with this team.
I agree with Billy. They got fat early in the season off of bad teams, and really since that Chiefs game, they've seemed like they've been playing with their food so much so that I realized, it's been since October since this team has been the team that looked worthy of that heavy favorite to come out of the AFC. You want to talk about point differential? Since Josh Allen's injury, they're wheezing in some of these games.
Wheezing.
They need Hines to return 2 kicks to get over the line against New England.
They should have lost that New England game.
No, they haven't looked good. They lost at home to the Vikings, which we all now know are frauds.
Mike, you saw the way they lost at home to the Vikings. They're fumbling on their own 1-yard line with the game won.
Right.
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
You
They're
you are correct
Chiefs don't lose like that.
that Josh Allen has been a more middling quarterback since he got injured. There's something wrong with his elbow and his stupid face. And his statistics over the second half of the season make it so the giant disparity that you had before, now it's more football when they just play games. It can be a 3-point game. But I'll say it again. In that league, salary capped, where everybody can lose any weekend, they've lost by 2, 3, and 3 and won all of their other football games.
Yeah, they were elephant in the room. We'll find out this weekend who the better team is, but it looked like they were going to be on the receiving end of a blowout in Cincinnati.
But when you guys say they haven't been dominant, I ask you, how much more dominant would you want them to be than leading the sport in point differential? You want them to look like the Niners. 10 in a row, and I think the Niners may have passed them in point differential and doing it with their third-string quarterback. But they can't because their quarterback throws interceptions, fumbles, and spends the fourth quarter of a think about how stupid what I'm saying is. The Dolphins were begging him to throw deep, and his average fourth-quarter throw was 26.5 yards.
Right, but in the first month of the season, they beat the Rams 31-10, they beat the Titans 41-7, and they beat the Steelers 38-3. This is all before October 9th. Mm-hmm. Since that injury, they are flatly not that team, and the point differential that you're referring to does not reflect the team that they've been since then.
Yeah, their defense has been better in the first half of the season than it's been more recently.
They don't lose games big.
No, they barely lose. But granted, again, it looked like we were headed that way in Cincinnati. We'll find out on Sunday if Cincinnati is playing better football at this point in the season than Buffalo is.
For
I
sure.
think that's pretty irrefutable.
Right. So's Kansas City. So's San Francisco. Buffalo might not be a top 5 team right now. They're overrated. They're a paper champion that's never won anything in Buffalo.
No, but it's true. But we are setting ourselves up for a parade of gas bags here. They're still a very good team.
No, trust me.
They suck.
Yeah.
By the way, the narrative, we talked about this yesterday on God Bless Football. The narrative around them is really strange because I don't know if you caught on. At the beginning of the game, Romo was referring to them as the champs. They've not won, pardon my French, shit.
That was weird.
What champs are they?
champs.
Oh, please.
AFC East
division champs.
No, but he even corrected
People win
himself.
divisions with losing records now. Get out of here, division champs.
He stumbled around after he said, I call them the champs, even though they're not the champs.
They're not champs, but they try to present themselves as these champions that have accomplished all this stuff. And then at the same time, like this storybook tale underdog team that's kind of making their way to the next round. It's like, get out of here. You were like a 14-point favorite. How are we celebrating? This is such a great... Wow, look at them.
You know
They're the little engine that could. Buffalo Bills are making it on to the divisional round.
Please.
Let's see how far this ride can go. Like,
Frauds.
Get out of here.
Frauds.
Frauds.
Yeah.
Say it, Dan.
I'm not going to say
Come on,
it.
Dan.
Say it,
Yeah,
Dan.
they're
They were the
frauds.
Super Bowl
Come on.
champion. They were the Super Bowl betting favorite most of the season until people realized, you know what? They're not that good.
Nope.
Look at their quarterback's
Miami's
face.
better. Miami would have won yesterday. Miami might have won Sunday by 2 or 3 touchdowns if Tua had played.
Wow. That's a statement, Dan.
They hadn't
Top
won by
that.
they hadn't won by 2 or 3 touchdowns in the games that Tua played in against them.
What's your point?
But
Yeah.
First time for everything.
yesterday,
Sunday.
Sunday.
I'm all here
They
for...
were down 17-0. Got it.
exactly, because Tua wasn't there. They'd be up 17-0 if Tua
Look,
played.
it's a
Tua
rivalry.
intercepted
Right.
3 passes.
It's a rivalry. Josh Allen can't grow a beard. I understand why the emotion is pouring out of folks today, but Come on, we sound a little absurd.
Oh, not only do we sound absurd, this is now America's team. And after having your season ended by them, after Cody predicted the Dolphins would win the Super Bowl, he has no idea, and you guys have no idea how you sound. They're
Pick
not
another
good.
team, America. Or
They're
take
not.
that
They're
L.
not that good. We should have won. We're better. Okay, you couldn't get the plays in on time. Like that's what you wanted to win in that game. You had 51 seconds on 4th and short, not 24. You had 51 because they restarted the clock, and you can't get plays in on time. We're better. They're not dominant. You got a stupid face. You suck. Okay.
But look, it took that for them to win. Think about that. They almost lost to a team that couldn't get the plays in on time.
Yeah.
You were telling me this is the best team in the NFL? They're the betting favorites?
That's
Get
right.
out of here.
Yes, go. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
correct.
Go.
I wish Stugotz was here.
Good
because
analysis,
Stugotz
Greg.
was crowing about Mike McDaniel and, well, Kyle Shanahan's doing it with his third string quarterback, and why can't we do it? Man, how about that, man? I was watching that game. I was like, Mike McDaniel, you son of a bitch. You're doing it.
Did you rip a vape just now?
Did he rip a vape?
Yeah.
Did
Sure
he?
did.
It looked like it, and I don't think that's allowed.
No, it's absolutely not allowed. But I wonder what kind of vape it was. Did you guys ask that question?
I mean, I think it was,
Certainly when they got the delay of game.
how do you think that Skylar Thompson would look on the 49ers? Because I was wondering that while the game was going on.
I don't know, man. That interception that he threw in the first quarter where he just didn't see the guy in front of Tyreek Hill and just threw it straight at a defender. It was an underthrown ball anyway. That interception, and then the one that was killer was when you take a penalty to make it like 3rd and 17. And I understand aggressive Mike McDaniel was going to try and push it, but trying to throw the ball down the field when you have a lead against Buffalo and like that's begging to be intercepted. Just like, I'm not run the ball and punt guy, but run the ball and punt when it's Skylar Thompson on 3rd and 17 inside your own 10.
He was
No,
rolling.
that's playing the result. No,
No, I was saying it at the time. I was saying
I
run
love
the ball
the fact
and
that
punt.
McDaniel was aggressive on that play. He's trying to win the ball game in Buffalo as a 2-touchdown underdog. Be aggressive. Don't punt in that situation. But if you're going to compare Skylar Thompson and Brock Purdy, how about one of them has the best running back in football and a great offensive line and the best defense we've seen in ages, and the other doesn't? Big difference. And if you think that the Dolphins' clock mismanagement on Sunday was not directly related to Skylar Thompson being there instead of Tua, you're wrong.
You know what? I'd love to see Skylar Thompson in his second playoff game. You know, that first one, the jitters, man. But like,
Jitters didn't get him. It got Jalen Waddle. You realize how much
they were
different.
jittery for him.
Do you understand how much different Skylar Thompson's stats would look like if Jalen Waddle could catch?
Do you understand what secondhand jitters are? I'm jittery for you right now.
Cody, what is your analysis?
Of what? What do you mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What are you asking?
Secondhand jitters.
I thought I've been talking about my analysis for the last 20 minutes. I guess you haven't been here. My analysis is that Miami is a better team than Buffalo and would have won comfortably Sunday with Tua at quarterback. Buffalo was overrated.
They should hang a banner for that. They should, instead of a playoff banner, they should hang a banner at Dolphin. We would have won if Tua had played in a game that we'll never see, so we can imagine.
Do you disagree with that?
Yes, I disagree with that. I think they would have lost at Buffalo under all the circumstances the same way they lost at Buffalo the last time they played there, even though they were up 29-1. And then all of a sudden, reckless Josh Allen is going for the longest career run of his life, and they're getting a 2-point conversion. I thought the Buffalo Bills before the season were the best team in the sport, and I still think
now?
that. I still think that them, Kansas City, San Francisco are the best teams in the sport, and that Josh Allen's elbow's hurt, and he's reckless. And it's not sustainable to win the way Jacksonville did. Go ahead and throw 4 interceptions again in a first half, Trevor Lawrence, and see if it works out for you. If he doesn't protect the football the way that he didn't against the Dolphins, yes, that's the only way to beat them.
Are you saying right now, in front of God and country, that the Bills are going to beat the Bengals?
Yes.
Oh, Dan.
Got a future ticket too?
You didn't see Joe B. Joe B was mad cool.
No, they almost almost lost to
very
Hundley.
impressive. No,
They
no.
should have lost to Hundley.
No,
Ravens
they-
play them very good.
No.
Shoulda, woulda.
Put it on
Yeah.
the. Oh, now it's shoulda, woulda.
No,
now
no,
it's
woulda.
now
Oh,
it's shoulda, woulda.
now-
Now it's shoulda, woulda.
Mr. Shoulda, woulda,
That's
right
what the
here.
Dolphins banner should say. Shoulda, woulda.
Josh Allen's arm, by the way, has looked fine. It's his stupid face that's throwing
Put
everything
it
off.
on
Yeah.
the poll at Le Batard Show, Guillermo. What's the worst way to lose? The way the Chargers did or the way that the Ravens did?